We're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well. To the Akims on the highways and byways pushing this word in truth and sincerity.
That's right.
To the brothers and sisters in the truth. And what we want to touch today is the Gentiles. Our brother came up last week. He was talking about the Gentiles in the New Testament. We're trying to show him that the Gentiles in the New Testament are the Israelites who took on Gentile ways.
That's right.
Like us today, our people call ourselves all different things. You know, we've got speckled birds, we've got people call themselves Caribbean, black, this all kind of madness. Like, these are Gentiles today, and what we're doing is the same thing that Paul was doing, going out to the Gentiles of that time. So we're going to pull out some scriptures, then we're going to go into a little article.
If I can add it up, you know, when you come to the Christian, but that's the main problem with Christians, they don't understand that part. When you say Gentiles, you know, but there's two sort of Gentiles. You got the natural Gentile, which is the non-Jewish, the non-Israelite guys, or nation, and you have the foreign Israelite who is scattered. But the pastors or whoever, they don't explain the genesis of that situation. But I was reading earlier, and I was reading Leviticus 18. And in Leviticus 18, there's a law saying that the land will spew, like kick you away. If you're a nation and you sin, right? At some point, the law will kick you away. And that will spew you out, that's the word. So that's what happened with our people. A lot of them, you know, the sinning that led to the dividing of the nation. We have the southern and the northern kingdom. They sinned so much that they had to be taken out of Israel. And that's when they went there, then they started to join other philosophies and other religion. And that's how they became, for example, Greeks. So you will learn in the New Testament, you read Greek, but you have to wonder what does it mean Greek as Greek Edomite, or does it mean Greek as, you know, Hellenistic, basically a Jew that took on the Jewish philosophy. And that's what we're going to break down today. Yahweh Ratazah.
So this is after King David, the kingdom. After King David, the kingdom split in two. After King Solomon. Yeah, the kingdom split in two. So this is 1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 16. Actually, yeah, I'll start 16. It says, so when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what? Actually, let me start. 1 King chapter 11 and verse 42. And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of David his father. And Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. So after Solomon died, Rehoboam took over. So now, you read 1 Kings 12 and 16, it says, so when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwell in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam ruled over them. So you had Rehoboam ruling over the northern kingdom, then the southern kingdom. It says, but as for the children of Israel which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam ruled over them. Verse 19, so Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation and made him king over Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, and 140,000 chosen men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam the son of Solomon. So he had Rehoboam ruling over Judah, and Jeroboam ruling over the house of Israel. And Judah, they were known as the house of Judah, and the other half was known as the house of Israel. So when you come to the New Testament, you have to realize that it wasn't all the kingdom that was in Judea at the time. That was only the southern kingdom, known as the house of Judah, which consisted of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. If you get 2 Chronicles chapter 15, because even though the kingdom split in two, what you're going to find is that some of this northern kingdom, they came to dwell amongst the southern kingdom. 15 verses 8 and 9.
Yeah, we know that.
The book of 2 Chronicles 15, starting from verse 8, it reads.
So, like I said, when the two kingdoms split, some of the northern kingdom came to dwell amongst the southern kingdom. That's what we're going to read here now.
And when Asa heard these words and the prophecy of Oded the prophet, he took courage and put away the abominable idols out of all the land of Judah and Benjamin, and out of the cities which he had taken from Mount Ephraim, and renewed the altar of the Lord Yahweh that was before the porch of the Lord. And he gathered all Judah and Benjamin and the strangers with them out of Ephraim.
He said he gathered the tribes of Judah and Benjamin and the strangers. This is talking about some of the northern kingdom from where?
From Ephraim.
From Ephraim.
Out of Ephraim and Manasseh and out of Simeon. For they fell to him out of Israel in abundance when they saw that the Lord his God, or Yahweh his God, was with him.
That's what happened. When the kingdom split, some of the northern kingdom came to dwell amongst the southern kingdom.
Right.
Now, if you get Jeremiah 44, because what happened, the northern kingdom, they started to go off a lot into idolatry. And our people in general was going off into idolatry. Now, this is an issue that we always had. So read Jeremiah 44 and verse 15. And this is how our people became Gentiles, why they were seen as Gentiles.
Jeremiah 44 and verse 15. Then all the men which knew that the wives had burned incense unto our God, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwell in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us.
So the Most High said Jeremiah to go and warn these people to repent of what they were doing. This is their response. Read that bit again, as for the word.
As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of Yahweh, we will not hearken unto thee.
And that's how stiff-headed our people were. We don't.
But we will certainly do whatsoever thing going forth out of our own mouth to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her. And as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings, and our princes in the city of Judah.
But this is something that we've always been doing.
That's right.
Like the Most High gave us laws and statutes to follow, but instead of keeping those laws, we were always going off to these other nations
right.
and following their ways.
That's right.
Now, if you get Hosea So like I was saying, the northern kingdom, they went off deep into idolatry. And because of that now, the Most High cut them off. Now this is Hosea, read from verse 6. Hosea 1 and 6. Actually, read from verse 2.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 2. The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said to Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredom, and children of whoredom, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord.
So now what's happening? Hosea, he's going to take a wife and he's going to have 3 children. Each one of these children are a judgment upon the northern kingdom. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. But thou, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to see the kingdom of the house of Israel.
That's the northern kingdom he's talking about. Now read verse 6.
Verse 6.
That was the first child. This is going into the second child.
And she conceived again, and bare a daughter. And Yahweh said unto him, call her Lo-Ruhamah. Call her name Lo-Ruhamah. And I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah.
What you're going to find out is that even though some of the southern kingdom went off, some of them still kept the laws, statutes and commandments. That's why he means he's going to have mercy upon the house of Judah. Read on.
But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah. And will save them.
And will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. Now when she had weaned Laruma, she conceived and bare a son. Then God said, call his name Lawami. Now this is the third child. For ye are not my people, and I will not be your God.
Right.
So these 3 children that Hosea had, each of them was a judgment on the northern kingdom. Now verse 9 again, it says, Then said God, call his name Lawami, for ye are not my people, now I will not be your God. So this third child now, this is when the Most High discontinued the northern kingdom. Now get me Hosea 8, read from verse 11.
Hosea 8 and 11. Because Ephraim hath made many altars to sing. Altars shall be unto him to sing. I have written to him the great thing of my law, but they were counted as a strange thing. They sacrifice flesh for the sacrifices of mine offering, and eat it. But the Lord Yahweh kept them not. Now will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins? They shall return to Egypt.
Now because the northern kingdom was going off, the Most High cut them off. And read 4 and 17. And this is what he told the southern kingdom.
Hosea 4 and 17. Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone.
So this is what was happening to the northern kingdom now. They was going deep into idolatry, and because of that, the Most High cut them off.
Right.
Now they were seen by the southern kingdom as Gentiles. Get me Maccabees, first Maccabees. Now under the Greeks, some of the southern kingdom also went off. First Maccabees 1 and 1. Yeah, under the Greeks, some of the southern kingdom went off as well. And you're going to find out that those, they were also seen as Gentiles.
First Maccabee 1:1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persian, and made that he reigned in his stead. He's the first over Greece.
So this is going into a bit of history when Alexander the Greek, when he started to conquer and rule. If you jump down to verse 41. And this is what they were doing to some of our people under the southern kingdom now. Because we know that the northern kingdom, they got cut off because of their idolatry, and they were seen as Gentiles. Now,
verse 41.
Now this is how some of the southern kingdom became Gentiles.
Moreover, King Antiochus brought to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed, according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
So some of the Israelites, they consented, they did this willingly, like to take on the customs.
Right. That all should be one people and everyone should leave his law. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
And when you read the New Testament, one of the issues with the Gentiles in the New Testament, that they were dealing with a lot of idols. Read on.
Verse 44, for the king hath sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burn offerings and sacrifice, and drink offering to the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days.
Jump to 48.
Verse 48, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable.
So in the New Testament, we hear about the circumcision and the uncircumcision. The uncircumcision was those Israelites who were under the Greeks, took on their customs and were not circumcising their children. Read on.
Abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he say he shall die.
Now when you read the history of the Maccabees, not all of our people did that. Some of us rose up against the Greeks. That's where you hear about the Maccabees and so forth. So fast forward 100 of years into the New Testament now, you had a section of our people, mainly the southern kingdom, who under the Greeks was forced to take on their customs, and they were calling themselves Greeks and so forth. And this was known in the New Testament. You get John 7:35. We're going to go through some New Testament scriptures to show that they knew in the New Testament that these people were their own people, but who were taken on the customs of these other nations.
John 7, verse 45. John 7:35. Then say the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we should not find him? Will he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles?
They said, will he go into the dispersed? If you know anything, you know that the dispersed are the Israelites, the scattered Israelites. When you look that up in the Greek, it tells you that the dispersed are the scattered Israelites. So they're saying, will he go to the dispersed? Read.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
And these dispersed are amongst the Gentiles, amongst the other nations. Read.
And teach the Gentiles?
They were calling these dispersed Gentiles. And when you go to Ezekiel chapter 20, and I read from verse 11. 30 says, wherefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers, and commit ye whoredom after their abominations? But when ye offer your gifts, when ye make your sons to pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. So like I said, one of the issues with our people, when you read about them in the New Testament, they were always keeping up idolatry. It says, with all your idols, even unto this day, shall I be inquired of you, O house of Israel? As I live, saith the Lord God, I will not be inquired of you. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. Jeremiah 15:25. So that's one of the issues with our people. We always wanted to serve these other nations to pick up their customs. 2:25.
The book of Jeremiah 2:25. Withhold thy foot from being unshod, and thy throat from thirst. But thou say, there is no hope. No, for I have loved strangers.
Of what?
For I have loved strangers, and after them will I go.
So it's just consistent. Our people are always leaving the laws of God and picking up the customs of the other nations. So when you come into the New Testament now, these are... When you come to the New Testament now, these are Israelites who took on the customs of these other nations. These were the people that Paul was going out to. And he knew this because he was reading the Old Testament. Like I said, you can't read the two books and have a disparity between the two books.
Right. Psalm 106, I'll start. I'll start 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols.
See, idols again, idolatry, one of the big things that Paul was chastising these Israelites for in the New Testament, or these Gentiles, I should say.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. So basically, that's what it means then. A snare meaning, obviously, you're gonna go away from, your first love, which is Yahweh, and then you're gonna embrace the idols, which is the God, which is the Spirit, which is going against the law of the Most High.
Get Acts 11.
The people perish. Take heed. One.
Yeah, so now we're going to show you that these Gentiles that Paul went out to in the New Testament, these were Israelites, who over time had taken on the customs of these other nations. Just like us today, what we're doing today, the brothers that go out on the highways and byways, what we're doing the same thing that Paul was doing. Just like how Paul went out to his own people that was calling themselves by other names, we're doing the same thing, because our people today, they're calling themselves Caribbean, West African, Black American,
that was the curse as well, man. When you read, I think, Deuteronomy 28:37, what did he say?
Byword.
That's right, that's the byword.
Yeah. So, Acts 11 and 18. Because even Cornelius, Cornelius, he was of the northern kingdom.
That's right.
And the way you know he was from the northern kingdom is when Peter was talking to him, he said it's unlawful for a man that is a Jew to mix with one of another nation.
Right.
Yeah? If he was part of the southern kingdom, he wouldn't have been of another nation. Because when the kingdom split, they became two kingdoms and two nations. Yeah, so that was part of the role of Yahweh when he came to make us one kingdom and one nation. You can read that in Ezekiel 37, and we'll probably bring that out later. Now, quickly, to prove quickly that Cornelius was an Israelite, read Acts 10 quickly and 36. Because everything you're going to read in Acts chapter 10, especially up to verse 36, went to a particular people.
The book of Acts 10 and 36. The word which Yahweh sent unto the children of Israel.
Read that again.
The word which Yahweh sent unto the children of Israel.
So what Paul was teaching in Acts chapter 10, that went out to the children of Israel. Only. Good.
Preaching peace by Jesus Christ, He is Lord of all.
Now jump to 11, Acts 11 and 18. Now in this verse here, you're going to see that they refer to them as Gentiles, but then it's going to let you know that the word only went out to the Jews only. Read that, 11 and 18.
Acts 11 and 18. When they heard these things, they held their peace and glorified Yahweh, saying.
Because what that's going into is Peter telling them about when he went to Cornelius' house. Yes? Read that again, Brother Bishop.
Acts 11 and 18. When they heard these things, they held their peace and glorified Yahweh, saying, then have Yahweh also to the Gentiles granted repentance unto life.
So now they're saying the Most High granted to the Gentiles repentance unto life. So in 18 they're calling them Gentiles. Read on.
Now, they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen traveled as far as Venice and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but unto the Jews only.
So the word, just like we read in Acts 10:36, the word was sent out to the Israelites only.
That's right.
And that was confirmed in Acts 11 and 20. Keep reading.
Verse 20. And some of them.
And remember, he just said that the word went out to the Jews only. Now watch this.
And some of them were men of Cyprus and Cyrene, which when they were come to Antioch, spake unto the Grecians, preaching the Lord Yahushua.
So you know that these Grecians that they were preaching to were Jews, they were Israelites. That's why it said the word went out unto the Jews only.
Right.
So we're going to go through some scriptures to show you that these people that Paul was teaching, these Gentiles, they were Israelites.
Before you come in, can you bring out the NIV on the font? I got it. I'll do Acts 1, Acts 6 and 1. I'll read it here. And then we'll carry it. I wanted to bring that out because that is very powerful. So basically, as you can see, we're talking about the Grecians, right? We're talking about the Grecians. So, you know, the Christian will be thinking are the Grecian or the Greeks that, you know, the Bible was speaking about, or Paul was talking to, where, you know, the Edomite. But it says, when we were reading in Acts 11 and 19, that the word was being spoken only to the Jews only, right? And then after that, it mentioned the preaching. So we'll read, are you ready? I'll read Acts 6 and 1. I'll read the King James Version, and then you will read the NIV, because a lot of these versions, they slip in some of the translations. You know, they brought out the truth without knowing it. So I will read Acts 6 and 1. And in those days, when the number of the disciples was multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians, right, against the Hebrews, because the widows were neglected in the daily ministration. Now we go and read. Let's read, you know, the NIV version, and you will see something.
This is Acts 6:1. It says, in those days, when the number of disciples was increasing, the Hellenistic Jews among them complained against the Hebraic Jews,
right,
because their widows were being overlooked in the daily distribution of food.
So in the King James version, he said preaching, but in that version, he said Hellenistic Jews and Hebraic Jews. We are the same, but the Hellenistic, but the Hellenists are the Jews who didn't know that they were Jews. They took on the custom of the Greek people, and the Hebraic Jews, they knew that they were Jews, but they were keeping the law. All right, so that's the difference.
Now, this is Acts chapter 21. Yeah, 21 and 21. No, 21 and 18. And you're going to see that they keep interchanging the word Jews and Gentiles, speaking about the same people. But this verse here is a good verse showing you where they interchange the word Jews and Gentiles, speaking about the same people. Yeah, 18.
Acts 21 and 18. And the day following Paul went in reverse unto James, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he declared. And the day following Paul went in reverse unto James, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he scattered particularly.
He declared.
And when he saluted them, he declared particularly what things Yahweh had brought among the Gentiles by his ministry.
In verse 19, they're called Gentiles. Now keep reading.
And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord Yahweh, and they glorified Yahushua, and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews, there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the Lord.
In verse 19, they're referring to them as Gentiles.
Right.
Verse 20, they call them Jews.
Right.
Read on.
And when they heard it, they glorified. 21. And they are informed of thee that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses.
So this is like what we read in John 7,
Right.
where it speaks about the dispersed that was among